Welcome to this Star Wars Outlaws video. We're going to be breaking down all the new gameplay footage and discussing what it is about this game that has me and many of the Star Wars fans excited. You can see there's Star Wars arcade games and so much more. It is an exciting time to be a Star Wars fan with so many different games coming out for the series, and that's awesome. With that in mind, I will say I have a giveaway for Assassin's Creed Shadow on my channel and another one for Metal Gear Solid. You got to go check those two out. Information will be in the description. With that out of the way, all you got to do is leave a comment and we will make sure you are entered and then pull a raffle out when the time comes. All right, let's get into it. So, first of all, guys, one thing I want to talk about is the universe. I think that Massive Entertainment, they have done an amazing job to just bring out everything, all right? All types of droids, aliens, things that we never thought of, new, and then also some of the returning awesome things that we love from Star Wars. I am only like a 10-year vet to Star Wars. I can't act like I'm some long term and I know it all, but I love the series and it's been exciting to get games that are really good in the Star Wars world. So all of this stuff here, lore wise, makes me want to learn more, makes me want to see more. It's an interesting world where all types of creatures, robots, and everything are working together. And for anybody new, it's like, hey, that's weird, sure, but creative, definitely. And this is a 50-year-old series, right? I mean, I think it's maybe more than 50 years old, but that's special. And one thing I wanted to touch on was this sequence right here. Casually, you're walking out of an area, you're about to take off, and all you do is you just fly away, and you're in orbit. And they do this throughout this video, which we'll break down. But the point is this is very Star Wars. Okay, if you just fast traveled everywhere and there was no type of actual traversal in space, I don't know how much of a Star Wars game could it be when there's no Star War. Does that make sense? But even though we know the series has always been on the ground, most of it, and they had some fights in the air and all that, but the principle of it is that we do get this, and it does look like it could be very cool as far as attacks and fighting. I'm down for it. It doesn't need to be the whole game, but just a little sprinkle in as much as I want. If I want to just go to the next story mission, then I'll go, but there might be a couple of sequences and stories that actually force me to do some of this stuff. And what they said was that there's activities in all the orbits, stuff that might pop up, maybe some enemies or something coming by and stuff like that. So I love it. I think it's fun, it's interesting, it's new, and it's different. And that's what we deserve, right? In these Star Wars games. And this can end up being, for me, just from this alone, the overall presentation made me say, can this be the best Star Wars? Like true universe? And there's a lot of other great games. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've stated that Star Wars Jedi Survivor is the greatest Star Wars game ever, but people can disagree and tell me about other games that they might love from the Star Wars series of games that have been out. That being said, the challenge is set. I'm happy to be proven wrong by this game or another game because there is Eclipse that's supposed to be coming out and other Star Wars games in the works from other companies. So I'm happy to be wrong. But let's get back into the universe. As you can see, they let you play multiple games. And I think this is important. Like I said, you don't have to focus your whole gameplay on these little details, but I personally feel like it immerses you and you can earn a lot of money and you can negotiate with other people, as we saw her do in one of the footages. And this video breakdown pauses a lot to describe these creatures and explain each of them in detail. So make sure you check that out, which will be in the description as well. And what I'm doing is giving you my excitement and explaining what I believe makes it great. As we see, we're just passing, and I don't even know the name. This is how much of a non Star Wars guy I am. On the left side of her, the people who stole from Luke in the first original game when they took his droids, right there, you'll be in there most likely. So you're going to see all types of creatures and all types of different things that I think will be exciting and interesting as we go. Sandcrawler, there it goes. You got a sandcrawler, guys. So just a lot of stuff like that that I think makes it even more authentic and feel true to the experience of this game. And so I love that. And we are watching a lot of gameplay, pretty much all gameplay. I love this actual filters in this scan. It's not some regular type of binoculars. So little things, you're going to be climbing, getting up to areas, and of course you're a criminal trying to do things. This is where it gets good for me. So first of all, being able to call Nyx, aka your pet there, to attack someone is probably the most broken thing for me as a stealth player. This makes stealthing easy. I'm going to run up on this guy and call Nyx at the same time to make sure that he doesn't catch me. And I would do that throughout the game, just rushing towards enemies and calling Nyx as I run. But this is not my footage, by the way. So this is from the Ubisoft forward. But as you can see, they come up in here and they sneak attack this guy, which is still cool. And showcasing, you can take people out easily. Of course, she did it right in front of somebody else on purpose because they wanted to show you different weapons. And you got to pay attention to the weapon types. At first, I said, man, she's got a weak weapon. It doesn't look like it's going to be that dangerous. She just a little pepper spray on them. And then in a couple minutes, you'll see the actual variety within it. And there's a lot of different things that I think makes it very cool and interesting. And I can't wait to see how that plays out when it comes to different upgrades and so on. Because remember, this isn't a melee only game, and it's also a shooter. If we had to label it, it's a shooter, but it's a very specific style of a game where stealthing is good, but you are going to get into action, and you're going to see her switching because she knows she's fighting a droid and she has to switch and actually throw the blaster EMP, as you can see. And then all of a sudden now everybody's stunned and she's using the environment to take some guys out with the regular weapon. And she switches that thing tons of times, and you're going to see a lot of cool stuff a little later in the video. But I absolutely love it. And you can see the very cool guard dog of yours, the baby, trying to help. I don't know what it is about animals always willing to protect you no matter how small they are. It's adorable. But you love it. And now these guys, again, these are melee focused guys who we've seen in this series before. They're looking to attack you, and she's using that big old heavy duty blast. It's different. And again, each of these different fighting styles make the game fun, right? Variety. And so I'm more curious about that than anything. But what they did in this video, they showcased a lot of different areas, showcase you getting through, and even things like on the right side, the banthras right here, who basically are for farming. It's like the big cows, I guess. And then you have on the left, which is the most wanted sign for you and all the other fugitives. So that's interesting. And then there's a bunch of stuff going on here. Again, you can choose to be an ally to one of these guys, or you can go against them. And I wanted to showcase this a few times where she actually marks everybody up. This is a different mode on your weapon where you're going to be able to mark multiple guys and take them out on solo style, which I love. And I thought was cool. I personally cannot wait for that type of stuff in this game. And there should be more. You can see right here, just actual traversal, like stunts, like ramps and all this stuff. This is next level for me. I'm interested to see where they go with that. It's very cool. And Yeah, the game is spectacular in a lot of ways, and I cannot wait for this. And we're gonna showcase a couple of different things. You can see she does a cool takedown when she needs to. These negotiations. One of the things that the devs kind of point out and discuss is the relationships. You can build one and break the other right on spot, and things can get hairy in the moment. And it's a very important feature, and it's kind of a, for me, one of the most intriguing is like, oh wow, you can build relationships and grow into this universe. You're playing a video game, unlike a movie where you're not involved, you're just watching. In the games, you get to choose, and so it's interesting to see what benefits will we have for choosing one or the other. Okay, again, everybody has their own preferences, but we'll see what happens. We do get a Rancor spotted. I don't really like those guys, to be honest with you guys. But yeah, that's a thing. And there it is, Star Wars. I do believe this game is going to be a good time for Star Wars fans, maybe even for people who don't play Star Wars. Y'all let me know in the comments. Are you interested in this? What is it about this trailer that you enjoyed? What makes you excited? What do you need to see more of to know what you like? Please share that in the comments and let's have some fun together as we go. Definitely appreciate you guys. I do have a giveaway, by the way. So go into the comments. You can get yourself Assassin's Creed Shadows or Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater, the remake that's coming out. Get yourself a copy of those if you go into the comments and make sure you leave something and check out the description. But besides that, go check out this next video. I have some more breakdowns for Ubisoft and for all the games I'm interested in. See you there. Peace.